Morning. Morning, Tracy. All right, guys, we're gonna uh, wait here for a few minutes before we get started. In the meantime, I will be, displaying my risk disclosure. Um, we'll start 5 past the bottom of the hour here, and in the meantime, we have a risk disclosure up. You can kind of review that for those that are new. See some familiar faces. Welcome, Tracy. Welcome, Ricky. Welcome, Sergey. Welcome, Shadowhunter. Morning, Trader Dubois. All right, guys. We'll go ahead and start reviewing our risk disclosure here. So again, the content that's being published by the market trader and its affiliates is to be treated as general information only. None of the information provided by the company or contained herein is intended as investment advice, an offer to or solicitation to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security, instrument, company, or fund. Use of the information contained is to be used at your own risk, and the company, its partners, representative agents, employees, and contractors assume no responsibility or liability for any use or misuse of such information. We all understand that future trading does carry a fair amount of risk and is not for every investor. And an investor could potentially lose all or more their initial investment, and only risk capital money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle should be used when trading. And those individuals with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Nothing contained here is a solicitation or an offer to buy, sell futures, options, or forex. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Okay, so go ahead and now that we've gotten the risk disclosure out of the way here, we'll go ahead and move to the news. And see, news is in front of us or behind us. So we have some inflationary reports coming out at 10 a.m. today, 10 a.m. Eastern. And then we have later this morning, Fed member Collins speaking. And then obviously we have the IMF meetings, that could have throughout the day that could have an impact on the markets. Okay. So otherwise, I would say a relatively light day in news. Okay. So yeah, so let's go ahead and start to take a peek here at the markets. All right. So we'll stop sharing here, start displaying my charts. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and start with not the ES, but the gold market. So we're going to go ahead and move to the gold market here, and we're going to go ahead and actually turn off some of these levels here, guys. See, I'm going to turn this off here. I'm going to leave that anchored VWAP for now and pull this back here a little bit and start off with the daily chart. Okay. All right. So looking at the daily chart, it appears that, we're certainly, we certainly remain in a kind of a, well, not kind, it's definitely bullish. All right. I would say that of late we've been a bit, how do we say, in consolidation. All right. It's eerily similar to what we're seeing, what we saw before. Okay. So, yeah, so it appears that we are in a bit of range or a bit of consolidation in an otherwise bullish structure. Okay, that's kind of what I'm seeing on the daily chart. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the 4 hour. Okay, 4 hour chart. We have a developing bullish engulfing candle, or bullish, certainly bullish piercing candle in an area where we would expect that to happen. We have this anchored VWAP that I guess drew at the close of London here on Thursday. All right, and we're hovering around that. We made a peak below, but quickly rallied above it, and now are again challenging above. Okay, so again we have higher highs and higher lows, indicating that the market is still very much bullish. We had briefly a move below some structure here that would have, I mean, in some cases, would have, the expectation would have maybe led to some, maybe a little bit stronger sell off, but it did not. Now, with that said, we have yet to get a higher high in this market. Okay, so we did have a push lower, failed to make a higher high, and now we're kind of consolidating around this 2760 level, maybe around 2740, 41 ish. Okay, so obviously, if we're, this trend is going to continue, we need to see a higher high. At this point, is probably, we want to see something that's above, say, 2750. We'd like to see a close above 2750. I'm looking at the ADX indicator, and the ADX indicator is telling me that the directional momentum here is kind of not so much failing, but weakening. Okay, we've gotten the negative DI crossing above the positive DI, indicating that maybe we do have maybe bears starting to maybe get a grip of this market, but a little bit of a difference of we have a positive volume delta. Okay, indicating that there's more buyers than sellers in the market here. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing on the 4 hour. Let's go ahead and move on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, this is where I do a majority of my review here. Bienvenido, Antonio. And so let's take a closer look at this. Okay, so you can see here that again, just looking at it from a ADX perspective, we have a lot of overlapping candles here, not candles, but indications. Okay, the negative DI though has remained above. Right now it appears that we have the positive DI above, and we might are starting to see maybe that the momentum indicator is also curling up here a little bit. Okay, so let's start off by reviewing the average daily range, see where we are with respect to the average daily range. Okay, so we had price come down and through average daily range, but it didn't go too far before we started to see a reversal in price. Now we're challenging this anchored VWAP. Okay, we have a pivot that's been created here that I'm going to go ahead and identify. So that's our anchored VWAP. We are above also the daily VWAP. We're also we have not quite reached the settlement price. That could be an easy, or not easy, but relatively good target for this current move that we're in. Okay. So let's go ahead and open up our levels here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add our levels to the chart. Make sure I got everything here. So here we are. Here are our levels, okay, that we're looking at in this market here. So gonna shut this down here like this. Okay, just gonna kind of begin to, kind of check these levels. We're gonna go ahead and open up the volume profile. We have initial balance being established here. I'm gonna maybe modify that to yellow here. Okay, so there's our initial balance range. Put it above, and then kind of take a closer look at these levels and make sure that I've captured them correctly. So we have average daily range high here at 2764, average daily range low at 2733. That seems to come in order. We have value area high, let's say, is 2750, or actually 2749.7. Okay, then we have value area low at 2739, or 9, probably around 2740 here. We have point of control at 2747. Okay, and then the only other thing that I would want to add here is our ASR, average session range, and let's see, maybe move it to New York here. All right, so there's our New York levels here. You can see the adjustment that need to make. So average session range high now is 2765, 65.9. Okay. And average session range low is 2745.2. Okay, 45.2. All right, we're going to go ahead and copy that. And then before we talk through a couple of hypos in this market, make sure I capture that correctly. And we'll go ahead and add this. All right, let's adjust some things here, guys. Then we do this. Just adjusting my my levels here in the spreadsheet, guys. Bear with me here for a minute, just to make sure I capture those correctly for Top Step. All right, 2745. Okay. Okay, now it seems to be in order. So let's talk a couple of hypos for gold here, guys. So how could we open below? Well, again, this is kind of the, yeah, technically this should be below in some way. So let's adjust this way. All right, this seems to be a little bit better. So let's actually adjust this. That New York one, maybe it's waiting for the open of the New York session here. So let's 32. I think is probably the correct here. So let's 32. Yeah, 32 seems to be the correct one. And then we have 2757 above us. At 2757, 30. Okay, so there we are. Okay. So we got 2757. .30. And then we have 2732 even. Okay. So that's going to cause me to have to modify this a little bit again. So give me a second here. This goes here. This goes here. And we're going to remove this. All right. And then we're going to use this entirety. And I'm going to make some adjustments here as well. All right. We'll get rid of this. Get rid of this. All right. Now I think we're back to good shape. Okay. So let's take a quick look here and see what kind of hypos we have. So right now we are above a couple of indications or indicators. All right, we're starting to see that the ADX is kind of curling to the upside. We have our positive DI crossing above our negative DI. Price and volume delta seem to be aligned for a move up. Okay. I would say that I think now that we are, if we certainly establish here in the next 3 minutes or so, actually we already have established on the 15-minute chart. I think there's this good possibility that we extend and rotate through value at least. Okay. We have the positive DI is above. Okay. The ADX on the 15 has not quite established yet. So I would say that there's a fair chance that we rotate through value before we see any sort of resistance to the downside. Okay. So so that's kind of maybe hypo number one here. Once we get to value area high, if we are bearish, which I find hard to believe, but if we are bearish, then maybe at this range, we could see maybe a little bit of reversal in price up here at value area high. Okay. Otherwise, I would say that we're going to continue up. Okay. In this market, the market remains bullish. So we need to locate opportunities to the bullish side. All right. So certainly waiting for an initial balance break to the upside and waiting for a return back. Let's see, trying to see if I can do this here without too much effort here. So something like this area initial balance high would offer us a nice area for an extension trade to the upside. The same could be true, but right now, the same could be true on the downside. But right now, we are appears to be in kind of bullish structure to the upside. Okay, so again, I do see a fair opportunity here for price to get back up to settlement price. At which point we could see a little bit of reversal. If we do cross above, then there's really no reason why it can't get back up to average session range high. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in the gold market. I'm going to kind of check chat. I think hopefully I've answered Sergey's question here. So our ranges are now indeed inside. Price is indeed inside of value here. So we'll see what how the market continues to play out here. We're only about just under 20 minutes into the market. Good morning, George. We're just about 20 minutes into the market, so yeah, we'll wait for this initial balance range and see what that offers us. Okay, in the way of trade, and then from there, we'll let price dictate exactly what direction, or we'll let participants decide what direction they want to take price. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing on the gold right now. I would say that it's a bit bullish. Okay, we're starting to see some indications here. Again, we have a sloping higher volume delta. We have a positive DI above our negative. Right now, the only thing that really remains is for this ADX indicator to kind of begin to turn in the direction. Okay. But we are above this 26. 20 is kind of my line in the sand in order to really start to feel or see momentum in the correct direction. Okay. All right. So let's move on. Let's move on to the crude oil chart. And again, we're going to go ahead and turn off our levels here. and take a closer look at this market. And we always start off with a review of the daily. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what's going on here below, but looks like we got our ADR stuck underneath here and got. Okay, so let's take a look at the daily chart. All right, so daily chart again. It appears we're kind of in this, kind of consolidation here. I think we've talked about this is an older set of levels here, so we'll go ahead and remove that for now. Those are yesterday's levels, so we'll go ahead and remove those if I can. Okay, there it is. All right, so looking from left to right, you can see that we still are in bearish structure. Okay, to the downside, we're starting to see some signs here that maybe bulls are starting to get maybe a little bit of a foothold, but nonetheless, we still remain below this anchored VWAP. I don't know exactly where my EMA is, but I will add it. No, that's the wrong one. There it is. We're below our 233-day EMA. Okay, so that indicates to me that we are still in bearish, kind of structure here. Now we do have a developing bullish candle here. I would say that if we manage to get above 72, then that could create a little bit of a rally. Now we had I guess a gap here that probably will get filled before we see any sort of continuation here. So I would say that if price comes back, there's a reasonable chance we could reverse from around 73.5. We get up to 73.5. That could be the area here where we could see a reversal in price. Okay, at least from the current set of candles that we're seeing. All right, moving on to the 4-hour chart. Okay, for our chart, again, we're below some of the sentiment indicators that we are following here. Okay, we see that price is still below our 233-day EMA. We are below our. Let's go ahead and remove this over here on the right. Let's see if I can maybe. There you go. All right, we are still below our sentiment. We're still below our anchored VWAP. We're going to go ahead and open up the daily. Not the initial balance, too early. VWAP, where's VWAP? Daily VWAP, there it is. Okay, so we're prices above. Okay, prices above our daily VWAP, below this anchor VWAP that we drew back, I guess, at the start of London from Thursday. Okay, so we're below on one aspect now. Might want to pick something that might be a little bit closer to the market. And if I do that, I suspect that we might be above as well here. So we had a little bit of a sell-off, here at the start of London. Okay, came down to a level where you would expect some buyers. So I'm going to go ahead and actually draw that in. Okay, so this area right here is an area where I would expect some buyers here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and turn that into a buy. Not demand area. Okay. So basically it came down to this demand level and now it has kind of responded away from it. We do have price above this anchor VWAP and above the daily VWAP, and now potentially it making some strides here to get above this earlier anchor VWAP that I've drawn before. Okay. Moving on to the 30-minute chart, we'll start to open up our ADR levels here, see where we are with respect to our average daily range. We're almost at the top of the end of the range here in this market. Okay, top end of the daily range in this market. We're going to go ahead and open up ASR. You can see that the ASR indicator is also price is above, maybe not quite as close to the top end of the range. We'll go ahead and add our levels here to these charts. Okay, so these are the levels that we are going to be tracking here. I might need to adjust the average session ranges here a little bit So we have 7202. That's accurate. 7024 is our average session range low. Is that 24 or 34? Looks like it's 34. Okay. So last thing I'm going to add here is our volume profile. You can see that price is kind of inched this way above value. Okay. If it does manage to close this area right here, I'm going to go ahead and extend this line to the right here. Okay. We extend this line to the right. Let's see. Right about there. Okay. That this area could be supportive. All right. So right around, what is this? 70.85. Okay. 70.85 could be an area if we do get, say, a little bit of a pullback. All right. We get a little bit of a pullback. This could be a reasonable area for maybe a continuation trade. Okay. Because that's a value area high. Okay. Something along those lines. Okay. Let's see. What else? Okay, so just going to double confirm some of these levels, guys. So we have 785, 69, 79 is our value area low, point of control 7003. We have settlement price that is below us. Okay, so we've already kind of responded away from it in overnight trade. I think the only thing that I might do here is to add an anchored VWAP here at the bottom of London. Okay. We tend to get, it looks like always a change in direction here around London time. So let's go ahead and add that here. We can see that we're above daily, we're above anchor VWAP, we're above value. So again, all indicators are that oil is going to continue higher. Okay. I understand that we are in somewhat bearish structure here overall. So if we are, if we want to remain patient and look for an opportunity to the short side, well, we have to go back to say some of the extremes that we had back on Thursday, right? Up here around 72 seems like a reasonable area for us to take an execution that would lead to the downside. Okay. Until then, I think there's a fair opportunity here to take it to that level. Okay. 72 from value area high. Okay. Market is about to open here in a couple of minutes. So we're going to go ahead and turn our initial balance and understand that the initial balance range has yet to establish here. So we'll get that. So again, we'll probably remain patient here and see where this initial balance, where this range is established. You can see that the positive DI is above the negative. Let me go ahead and actually change the style for this to a baby blue. Okay, so there we are. We have the momentum in piece of that indication is curling up. Okay, we're above the positive DI with delta also indicating. So price is congruent right now, I would say, with volume as well as momentum. Okay, to the upside. All right. Let's see if there's anything else I want to add here. I think that's pretty much what we have here. So again, for me, I'm going to wait for this initial balance range to establish. And once this initial balance range is established, then I'm going to see what I can find as maybe a potential execution, maybe off of execution off of value area high. Okay. And that could offer me an opportunity to the bullish side. Okay. All right. We just got a little bit of an adjustment here on the average session range, not enough to change it. Okay. We went from 7202 to 7196. Not enough to change. 7027, I think, is still very much in the range of our so we'll leave it at that. I think if there's anything else I need to add, I'm gonna spot check to see if there's any questions in the chat. I don't see them. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the NASDAQ. All right, we'll click on and open up the NASDAQ. Again, we'll turn off some of our levels here. Okay, turn off here, turn off settlement, turn off our volume. Okay. So we'll click on let's see. We're going to go ahead and open up our daily chart. Okay, so looking at our daily chart, you can see that we've been kind of in this consolidation range, but nonetheless in the very market that continues to look to make higher prices. Okay, you see wicks on both ends. You're not seeing a whole lot of wicks, like outside of maybe this candle right here. Not seeing a whole lot of wicks to the bearish side. Market still appears to be bullish. Okay, we have a developing bullish candle here, and volume is supportive of that direction. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart here. We can see that we've made a series of higher highs and higher lows. We have a higher high, higher low. We're kind of challenging the highs here at the moment. I would say 20,600 is a relatively important zone. Okay, for price. Okay, every time we've reached that level, we've kind of failed. Okay, so this is an area of interest to see if we do manage to get above it this time around, or it could be an area where we could see something like this. Maybe there's maybe a bit of a sell-off again at that level. Okay, we are above our 233-day EMA, again indicating that the bulls are very much in control of this market. Okay, so sentiment remains bullish. All right, I would say. Okay, looking at the 30-minute chart. Okay, so again, we're above some of these indicators that we care about. Initially, we have our daily VWAP, which is prices above. We have our sentiment indicator, our 233-day EMA, which price is above. We're going to go ahead and see if pivot-wise, I see a relatively good pivot area here. So maybe we'll start with the anchor VWAP at that location. Okay, anchor VWAP right about there, and see what that offers. Okay, so you can see that price, once we establish this change, it looks like more of a pullback. Then we've stayed above, price has stayed above this anchored VWAP. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 indications that price can continue higher. All right, so we're going to go ahead and first open up our ADR to see where we are in reference to our ranges. We're coming up to almost the top end of the range again, so this could offer us maybe a little bit of a pullback. Okay, I wouldn't expect this to go, go to the floor. But if it's going to maintain this structure, if I, let's say, maybe take this and measure this kind of thing, there's no reason why it could not pull back from this level to something along those lines. Maybe take it back to this prior area of resistance. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and add our levels to the chart here. So we'll go ahead and locate our levels. We'll add these to the chart. Okay. Okay, there we are. Okay, so we'll kind of spot check some of these things. So we have 20,517 is our top side. That seems to be in order. Bottom end, we have 20,260 or 260. Okay, is the bottom end of our range. Then we have ASR here. We're going to go ahead and open up. Looks like we're about to exceed ASR to the top side. Let's make sure that this says what I think it should say. Let's move this to London for now. Okay, so here we are. Here are our ranges for ASR. Okay, we have 20,542 as our average session range high. So we'll go ahead and modify that. 20,542. And then 20,333 as our average session range low. 333, 25. Okay, we're going to go ahead and copy this into our spreadsheet. Okay, so something along those lines. Okay, gonna adjust this here a little bit. Three. All right. I'm just adjusting the spreadsheet here, guys, so that Top Step has the most, the greatest and latest levels here. All right. So what to make of this market here? So let's see, we got what we haven't drawn yet is our value. All right. So we are above value. You can see here that this is the let's see, top end of value is 20,369. So that's down here. Okay. So this is our value area high. Let's locate that. So this is our value area high right around this level here. Okay, so I suspect that that will be supportive. We're above our settlement price. We'll go ahead and open that up. We're above settlement, above daily VWAP. Now I think I've already drawn my anchored VWAP. So yeah, everything is pointing to higher prices. Now, again, like I said, the only area that I guess I'm a little bit concerned about is this area right here. Okay, our average daily range and our average session range could offer maybe an area where price, some resistance. Okay, so that's kind of the area that I'm a little bit, I guess, cautious about. Okay, so this area could be resistant. We also have these average session ranges above as well. All right, so again, this area, I understand that if we were in this kind of bullish market here, but I could expect that maybe we get a little bit of a pullback away from this level here, right? Something maybe along these kind of lines before we maybe continue to the upside. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing here. That would be kind of my logical progression for this market. Now we are about 20 minutes away from the open of this market. I am going to wait for this initial balance range to establish. Once we have the initial balance range established, then I'm going to let the market participants decide on which direction that they want to take the markets, and then I'll go from there. Okay. But right now, what I need, okay, is ideally, okay, my plan is that I would wait to see if either I get a pullback, assuming that we get a break of initial balance to the upside, that I'm going to wait for a pullback, whether it pulls back to this anchored, or not anchored, but daily VWAP or anchored VWAP, and then look for maybe an opportunity after I've received my pullback for an execution to the upside. Okay. If I am bearish, well, I'm coming up, I'm pretty close to some levels where I could take an execution. And I wouldn't necessarily marry that. Okay. Given the bullish structure of this market. But this is coming up into an area where it could turn. You've been long since London, thinking of closing it. However, the entry is quite good. I've taken partials and I have one on. Would you hold it until the open? Yeah, I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would necessarily hold it into the open. I would probably again, what I generally do in situations like that, I'll draw my little channel here, and I'll let price tell me when it's time. Okay. If you're already kind of well into this trade, if taking partials away from it, then I would probably move to a lower time frame chart. I would probably move to a lower time frame chart and do the same kind of thing that I just mentioned, right? Yeah, it is definitely flat, right? Flat to lower. Yeah. So I'm definitely out. I don't know what this line is. Probably is kind of so. This line here is part of the indicator but I would say that I would probably draw some sort of line and I probably will probably be already out based on this channel here. So just I'm just saying. So yeah, I would probably be flat for the open. I don't think I would sit through the open. I think you're only asking for maybe a price to reverse on you. Okay. All right. Let's see. You're welcome, Frizu. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on to the ES here. All right. So looking at the ES, we're going to go ahead and turn off some of our levels here. Okay. Let's see. We'll leave that on. We'll turn this off. And we'll look at the daily chart. We'll look at the ES, see what the ES has to say. Again, similar kind of thing, guys. So we're coming off an area where we'd expect some buyers, right, at this 5,800 level. We've kind of rallied away from it. Still technically have not made any sort of new highs, okay, in this market, and quite possibly do you have a specific question, Kapat? I think one thing I did not add. Let me go ahead and add those. I thought I had added maybe I didn't. Let's go ahead and add my levels here. These are the levels that I'm tracking in this market. Okay. So let's see. We have our open this up to 15-minute chart. Maybe I thought I did, but maybe I got sidetracked a little bit. Yeah, so these are the levels I'm tracking. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the ES. So like I was saying here, guys, market continues to be bullish. We have some some price structure here. If you look at the last three candles, this looks like a kind of set of candles that is looking to continue to the upside. We have technically not made a new high, okay, but we have reacted away from an area here that we would expect to be bullish. Okay, this was a consolidation area. We had price leave it. We had now price to come back, and whoever bought to maybe take market higher has bought again. Okay, so we have now kind of an indecisive candle here, but certainly this developing candle is very directional. Okay, all right, let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart. Okay, looks like we're looking to establish a new high here in this market. We're about 45 minutes away from that happening. So this could again be an indication that we are, looking to head higher. I do see that there is maybe a little bit of headwind. Okay, here around 5,900, 5,920. This area here could certainly cause price to maybe come back down. Okay. Assuming that we get above 5,920, that will certainly open up the door for higher prices. Now we have price above our 233-day EMA. Okay, that is telling us that the sentiment remains bullish. Okay, in this market, I'm seeing positive volume delta. And I don't know where my let's see here, volume delta here twice. Okay, there's my ADX. I can open that up here. That'll be nice. Let's see. All right, there it is. Okay, so we have our ADX indication momentum is pretty strong. Okay, we're starting to we were getting a pretty strong indication. We're starting to see our negative DI kind of falter here. And we have our positive DI starting to pick up some steam, and the momentum is quite strong in the current direction. Okay. Volume delta is aligned with price. So I would say, price remains US dollar per barrel. I don't know. Are you asking what the US what oil prices are? I'm not sure I understand the question, Alex. Could you rephrase? All right. So moving on to the 30-minute chart, you can see now that we've gotten our positive DI above our negative. We have this looks pretty strong here, guys. We have volume also aligned with the current direction. Lot of indicators here that indicate that maybe we continue higher in this market. Okay. So let's go ahead and open up ADR here. Okay, so ADR, we're coming up on this let's say 58.80 level. Okay, we're going to go ahead and open up anchored VWAP here at let's say on Thursday. Okay, let's see what London offers. Let's maybe make it a little bit closer to the market here. All right, so we have price above our anchored and daily VWAP. We're going to go ahead and open up volume here. Where's volume? There it is. It's also above the value from yesterday. So again, all indicators right now are looking bullish. Volume delta solid, ADX solid to the upside. Okay. Let's go ahead and add our levels for ES. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay, these are our levels for ES. Okay. Now let's gonna kind of spot check some of these. We have value area high at 58.53. We have value area low at 58.43. We have point of control at 58.49, 58.49.50. We're going to go ahead and open up ASR, although I suspect that that's going to change on us here with the open of the market. Make sure, see what this says is London. Okay. Something like this. Okay. So there's our right around the same ranges that we're getting for ADR, 58.50, 50. Okay. And then we have 58.40, 50 on the bottom end. Okay. So we'll adjust that here a little bit. 58.40, 50. Okay. All right. So again, I'm going to be patient and wait for this initial balance range. I really don't see any reason why we can't get to the top of this range here at average daily range and ASR. Honestly, we are a bit extended from VWAP. We had a nice reversal, not reversal. We had a nice touch of this anchor VWAP that I've drawn here. Right. So that would have been a nice opportunity, but that's something that happened in the overnight. Okay. Now we're in this kind of steady structure here to the upside. Again, buying here feels a bit like paying retail. Me personally, I would probably want to wait for maybe a little bit of a pullback, maybe down to 58.65. This is not resistant, would be more supportive. Okay. Kind of along these kind of lines, right? I'd like to see maybe price kind of pull back a bit where I could manage my risk. And then that would offer me an opportunity where I could maybe take this to the upside. Okay. I'm not a retail buyer. I'd like to be not quite wholesale, but definitely like to pay a discount here a little bit if the market offers me one. If it doesn't, well, then it's going to move on without me. I'm not going to pay the top of the market. I'm going to wait for a logical level where I can manage my risk. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what I have for the ES. We've already kind of reviewed these levels. They all seem to be intact here. So really the last market that I want to take a look at is the Dow. All right. So we'll go ahead and open up that. We'll go ahead and open and close this over here and open this up. All right. And we'll shut down a lot of these levels because they get quite busy quite fast. Turn this off, turn this off, turn this off, turn this off. Okay. So I didn't have the overlays. I didn't see the overlays, but I'd like to have an overlay of the higher time frame somewhere on my chart so I can, remain aligned with what the overall direction is of the market. Okay. So looking at the daily chart, I ask myself the question, what is the market trying to accomplish? Well, the Dow is a little bit, I guess I would say, lagging. Okay. I think the ES and potentially the NASDAQ are probably a day ahead in their reversal away from an area of demand here. Okay. Seems like we're a little bit the Dow is a bit behind, lagging in that respect. But nonetheless, we're starting to see a little bit of a turn. We do see that this candle right here is still very much a developing candle. Okay. So we don't know exactly how this is going to close, but we see that it's creating maybe a little bit of has the potential of creating a 3-bar reversal pattern here. Okay. Three outside up. All right. So let's take a look at the 4-hour chart and see what the 4-hour chart. Again, we're starting to see, we see that the price has reversed. We're about to break some structure here to the upside. We're coming off this 233-day EMA. The momentum is strong. The negative DI is kind of waning, and the positive DI is picking up some steam. All right. So all indications are for now there, it still has not crossed above, but it is sloping in the right direction. Okay. So where can this go? Well, I don't see any reason. I don't see any reason why price Dow cannot go back to say 43,000. Okay. Before it starts to see some resistance. Okay. So that's a logical level. Why am I using that level? Well, what was prior support is now going to be resistant, okay, to price. All right. Moving on to the 30-minute chart. Okay. Now I don't have any established levels here for the YM, so we'll have to kind of capture some things on the fly. I do see that price is below our it's probably looking below our 233-day EMA. We see that price has exceeded the positive DI. We see that the momentum is following suit. We are above our daily VWAP. I'm going to go ahead and add our anchor VWAP here at some level. Now, the question is, am I going to use London or am I going to use Thursday? I'm probably going to use maybe a little bit closer to the market here. So again, we are above our anchor VWAP. We're going to go ahead and add our ADR here. See where we are with respect to ranges. Okay, coming up close to the top of the market here. Like I said, I do not have any levels established. So we're going to go ahead and maybe establish some of these on the fly. So we have 42,809, 42,809. That's our average daily range high. Okay. All right, we have what's this level down below is 42,422 is our average daily range low. Okay. We're going to go ahead and open this up here. We are above value. So let's see, our value area high is 42,657. I'm getting that from the indicator that I have. So that's value area high. And then our point of control is 42,611. 611 is our point of control. 42,555 is our value area low. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and open up ASR here. So we have ASR here at 42,837. Okay. 42,837 is our ASR high. So ASR high. Okay. And then our ASR low is 42,462 is our ASR low. Okay. So what to make of the market? Well, similar to our view of the other equity markets, right? This looks very much bullish to me. Okay. Again, I do not see a reason why price cannot get up to at least average daily range or average session range before it decides that maybe it does want to maybe make a reversal of some sort. Okay. Or pullback of some sort. All right. This seems logical. I don't see anything that stands in the way of price getting there. Now we are a bit extended away from both the daily VWAP and the anchored VWAP. I would say that if we do reach that level, that the anchored or the daily VWAP would be, good, solid targets for any sort of maybe potential mean reversion trades that we might be interested in the Dow. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of positive indications that price is going to continue higher. Okay, we have our momentum indicator up. We have our positive DI also above our negative. That's also very much in line for higher prices. Our volume delta is aligned again with higher prices. We have, 500 and 600 more buy orders than sell orders at this point. So yeah, a lot of indication right now pointing to higher pricing. Okay. So I think that's pretty much what I have for today, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and remind everyone to hit the subscribe button. There's an outside chance, guys, that I may have an additional session today since I missed group coaching here for the last couple of days. I may have maybe during the market type of session where if I see maybe there might be maybe an opportunity or two, I might open up the YouTube channel here for maybe kind of a more intensive in market type of review and see maybe that might be some opportunities. Okay. Okay, George, thank you for participation. Don't be afraid to hit the like button. Don't be afraid to subscribe. And guys, again, I'm about I don't know how many minutes I am away from hours or minutes away from reaching the 3,000 views or 3,000 not views, but duration of my videos. So don't hesitate to review those videos. Don't be shy about commenting how this analysis is supporting your efforts in the markets. And with that, want to wish you guys a solid session today. Trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. All right, guys. Wish you a very profitable session today. Again, this is Friday. Okay, let's focus on our processes, and it should be all good here. So thanks, Coach. Hope we catch you later, and hit those likes, people. Yes. All right, guys. Thanks so much. All right, guys. So I'll be moving into the group coaching channel here, and we'll follow up there. And if I don't see you today, have an excellent weekend, and we'll catch up again on Monday.